Yes. Nope. Excuse me. Alright, with that, everything's set up. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of What is the Fox Play with Phoenix Firestar. Hope all you lovely beings are having a wonderful day. It started rough for me, but we're back on track. Sorry I'm running a bit late today. My chiropractor's appointment ran a bit long. To begin with, yes. Leon, you got grounded from the stream, remember? And, today, I got an email saying that GameStop would be, selling a Master Chief, well, that's acid. That's not poison powder anymore. Not poison powder, but stun spore anymore. Anyway, there's going to be a Halo Infinite Xbox Series X. was like, great, and I was like, I'm actually going to try and probably pre-order this. I like it. And so I get on there to pre-order, and they're still in stock. Great. I get on there, and it makes me do the whole capture thing. And then when I go to check out, it goes, wait, you're not logged in. Please log in and make sure that you are a Power Up Rewards member, because this is a pre-order for them only. I'm like, okay, yeah, I am. Log in, log in, log in, log in, log in. So I get logged in, go back through, and the CAPTCHA freezes on me. Each time I'm like, no, 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 no. So I'm frantically sitting there, refresh, refresh, refresh. Finally get it into the cart. I'm like, yes, go to buy it, and a thing pops up blocking my view completely that says, please download Microsoft Edge for a better experience. I'm like, better experience? You're not letting me do anything on the browser I'm using. So I fight with it, and it kicks me out. I had to completely close it, reopen it, had to re-add it back into my cart, tried to go through CAPTCHA again, it froze another couple times. Finally hit pre-order, and it switched to out of stock when I hit the button, and I'm like, no, Microsoft, you have done this to me. Why? And I had a pretty difficult time getting to bed last night, you know, at all decently. And so I got stuck doing early open this morning, which is usually why when I do these Pokemon streams is when I do these early ones. And the plan is I was going to stream with my son, my mini-me, for at least 2 hours today doing Pokemon. And so the plan was I'd get off work, go to my chiropractor's, go back to work, pick up some groceries, and then come home, and we'd start the stream at 5 o'clock. And I told him, make sure you're good, because if you're good, we get to stream together, and we can, you know, do this. And I get home so I get to the chiropractor's like 10-20 minutes early and get signed in. So, you know, I'm sitting there waiting patiently, and I start to kind of nod off in one of their chairs, and finally, like, my appointment was supposed to be, you know, 3:40, and they end up coming get me at 3:15 or at 4:15. Deposit Venus. Let's get Koi, I guess. Thank you for the follow, the love and support, Thug Life. I appreciate it. So I get to I get into the back room and they're like, well, the doctor will be with you as soon as possible. Luckily, that wasn't too long of a wait. But I ended up getting out at 3:30, and I was expecting to get out of here at like maybe 3:15 at the latest. I'm like, I need to make sure I have enough time to come home and play Pokemon and stream with my son. And there goes my cat walking over the stream, taking control here. Hi, you little brat. And, no, don't you do it again. I know you're just doing it for the attention. No. I know you don't actually want to go that way. And, okay, I guess I'll just skip that then. And so I come rushing home, grab some food to eat on the way home, get home, I'm like, okay, I got about 15 minutes to get in there, get everything set up, we're good, I can do this, I can still make it on time. I get in, and my grandmother's like, your son has been terrible today. What happened? Well, first of all, he hid the remote this morning because he didn't want anyone watching TV while he was gone. And then, when he got home today, he said, I hate homework, I'm not doing it, and tried to rip it, and has been refusing to actually do his homework for hours. I'm like, Bud, you knew we were doing this today, and I said you had to be good, and we could play Pokemon and watch Pokemon together on stream. You know, it's your reward for being good. It's our special activity together. He's like, I just didn't want anyone watching TV without me, and I hate homework. I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? Why are you acting like that? But yeah, anyway, long story short, he got himself in so much trouble that he's not allowed to participate in the stream today. Teleport failed? I was not under the impression that teleport could fail. That is kind of unfortunately where things fell today. And of course, you know, that took up the 15 minutes trying to have this conversation with him and get him to finish his homework. Which was a shame, because I was really looking forward to this, and he's been looking forward to it. But I knew today was going to be a rough one. We have been out of pennies the last few days. And so, did not want to come in here. This is not a good spot. So, the self-checkouts, that's why I had it open today. Completely devoid of pennies. So none of them were taking cash. Because they're like, oh, nope, we're too low. We're not going to accept money. Which, you know, I did not hear the end of today. The sheer number of people coming up there. This thing's not taking my money. It says on the... No, it doesn't. If you just read the screen before you started scanning stuff, it would tell... No, it doesn't. Just take my money. That's your job. Yes, and I am taking your money. I'm just letting you know for future reference. Why do these things not take money anymore? Are you guys phasing out cash? No, we're not phasing out of cash. We just ran out of pennies. Luckily, we get good ones in the mix, but just the sheer number of the bad ones or the stupid ones makes it all the more rough. Like there was one I was in the middle of helping a customer, and this one turns around and goes, "Sir, that lady left some food over here, just so you know." I'm like, yes, I think it was from another customer. They decided they didn't want it and they left it there. Well, it's your job to move it, and I will get to it as soon as I can, ma'am. We are busy, and I'm over here by myself. So I turn around, finish helping, jump to another register that needed help, and another, and finally I got a second. I look over there, and she's pushed the food onto the floor. And I'm like, what? What? Ugh. I just don't know what's getting into people. Seems like every year they're in general getting worse. Luckily it wasn't anything like horrendous or that she like threw on the floor. It was like a box of cereal and like, what was it? Some little chocolate dots or something you could melt to dip strawberries in or something. So there's nothing that took any serious damage from being knocked to the floor, but still, why toss it on the floor at all? But, you know, it's hard to deal with people. So, there was like one of the registers that was taking cash. And so people were, you know, stacked up in line to get it. And it's like, why is there suddenly so many people using cash anyway? And someone was like, well, I don't believe that the whole system's running out of cash. I'm like, it's not that we're running out of cash, it's that we're running out of coins. I'm like, but if you have plenty of coins, you can pay in coins, and we'll be happy to take them because we're low on them. I'm like, well, who keeps coins in this day? You're just getting on to us for not having coins. Yeah. The Pikachu's higher level, because I make sure to keep the Pikachu in my party. But everything else is mostly lower leveled. 25 at the highest for the rest of them in the party, I think, and 10 for the majority of them. Or for half of them. Gotta fill in that Pokedex and get some levels. But yeah, he's just like, well, I don't have any coins on me. Who keeps coins? I'm like, that's the problem. You know, we give you guys all the coins we have, and then they don't come back into the system. No one's spending the coins. You guys are taking them home, throwing them into your car door, losing them in the sofa, throwing them into your change jar, which you come in and dump into the Coin Star machine, which we don't get to see any of. And of course, you know, I've had those people ask me, well, why don't they just make more than if they're low on money? Because that depreciates the value of the coinage and our own currency. It becomes less valuable if there's more of it. So if we overpopulate our economy with money, the money doesn't mean anything. I'm like, how does that make sense? Because that's just the way the economics of the system work. Like the other day I had a customer ask me, he's like, well, don't you guys need any more help? Yes, we always need help. We're constantly asking people to apply and come into work. And there's probably all that money the government's giving out to everyone. I'm like, yes, the government giving out money to help people in trouble is nice, and you would make about as much doing that and sitting home as you would coming out and doing work that no one's thankful for you to do. And you can sit at home and do your own projects. Like I could be writing my books or programming my video games or, you know, something productive other than coming in and, you know, bagging groceries and ringing you guys up all day. I'm like, but what would help is if maybe businesses start paying people closer to a living wage. He goes, they'd just raise the price of everything, and then we'd be in the same boat anyway. I'm like, yeah, we wouldn't be if, you know, those upper fat cats would not keep giving themselves pay increases all the time for nothing. And he goes, that's not what's happening. I'm like, sir, the other day I got called upstairs to watch a video, we all did, to tell us that the company made only $2.5 million profit over what they made the previous quarter. And it's like, more? You're expecting to have an increase of more than $2.5 million, and we aren't working hard enough for you to help make that happen? And then they're like, oh, and we had enough money to increase our CEO's payout by $1 million. What? So you're telling me I can make less than a living wage, and that's fine. No matter how hard I work, no matter how many hours I take. But that guy, who's essentially a figurehead, gets paid millions of dollars to head the company. Because that makes sense. And he's like, well, it's not their fault, it's the shareholders. Because that's how you really make money, is in the stocks. I'm like, right, because they're making these obvious decisions to not put that money into the people lower down, instead of putting them into the corporate officials of the company. That's the shareholders' decision there. Not the people up there. It's the shareholders. That makes sense. He wasn't too happy with that answer, and he kind of left after that. But not everyone's going to agree. It's like my grandpa. I tried to call in once because we live on the top of a hill in the middle of nowhere, but at the bottom of the hill is a lake. I'm like, the snow's deep enough, I don't know how much ice is under there, I don't want to go skidding off into the lake. I'm just going to call in until that snow gets clear, probably take a day for us to get it all clear. And my grandpa picks up the line, hears me trying to call in, and he goes, nah, I'll take him in, don't worry about it. I'm like, you can't do that when I'm trying to call in, Grandpa. He goes, well, they're going to fire you if you keep calling in. I'm like, they can't fire me for calling in if it puts my life in risk. But what would happen is if I try to go to work and my car flew off into that lake, and I wound up hospitalized, they would fire me and do as much as they can not to cover any of that because I was not on the clock when I got injured. I was like, back in your day, companies cared. If you were good to them, they were good to you. They would do what they can to, make sure you got through and you were taken care of. We literally have a manager whose job it is to find the loopholes to avoid paying out in case something happens to people. I twisted my ankle pushing carts. Well, did you do your proper stretches first? Proper stretches? I was pushing carts. Well, if you didn't do your proper stretches, Kroger's not liable. We're not gonna... And we expect you to be back working again. But I think that's a problem that comes in where a lot of the people higher up now don't know what it's like to work on the lower end of things. They're all getting in because they know someone or they're related to someone. And I feel that's where a lot of the issues come in. And there are just those who are like, well, let's try to stuff our pockets as much as possible in case this company goes down the drain. Or they don't know what they're doing, they don't know, like how the lower end works. They keep cutting hours, cutting hours, cutting hours, cutting hours, and leaving us fewer and fewer and fewer people to do the same amount of work, because it saves them money, and we should be able to keep up with the workload, because their numbers on a piece of paper tell them you should. Like, one of my jobs as a floor supervisor is to make sure everyone else is up to this, you know, general, like, corporate standards. And what essentially that means is, like, cashiers have to ring up about 33 items every minute on a register to meet efficiency standards, and that doesn't count in things like they have it to where we must always scan the barcodes on produce instead of punching the number in, even if it's faster to punch the number in, because we know the number, because the barcode on the product is more accurate and more likely to be right than us who have worked there for years on what the product is. And that slows us down. And of course, you know, that produce isn't just loose produce. They put out baggies for customers to put the produce in. And of course, we have to try and scan the produce through those baggies, and then customers will also like put different types of produce in the same bag because it's the same price, even though that's not how it works. And we try to politely remind them, if you can please keep the produce separate for us. If it's by number, that's one thing, but if it's by weight, we need to make sure they're separate more importantly, because we don't want to overcharge you for one thing, undercharge you for something else. And make sure everything gets rung up right, and it shows in our system what we're selling, what's going in, what's going out. I'm like, well, it's the same price, so again, that's not how it works. Some of them are nice about it, but some of them are the rudest people about asking them to separate their produce. Well, I'll have you know, I'm trying to save bags. That's perfectly fine. Then do you mind if I reach in here and separate the produce from each other so I can weigh them properly? No, I don't want your hands on my produce. Then would you reach into the bag? No, they're the same price. Again, that's not the issue here, man. Like one of the calls I got yesterday was actually a woman complaining that, well, it says in all your ads and commercials that you're supposed to have the freshest produce and you're checking everything multiple times for freshness. Well, the other day, and this has happened before, I had bought a head of lettuce and it was brown on the inside. I'm like, brown on the inside? You know, if we checked it, if it looks good on the outside, you bought it because you thought it looked good on the outside. But it was bad on the inside. How are we supposed to know it's bad on the inside if you can't even tell if it's bad on the inside? We don't have like some special X-ray machine that checks it. Can you think about what you're saying there for a second and try to understand where the logic in that comes from? Clearly, we're not checking our produce if a single bad head of lettuce shows up. That's bad in the center. Well, today I was putting back some groceries that people decided they didn't want or got left behind, and one of them had a moldy strawberry in it. So I'm back there and I'm taking it back to the produce department so they can, you know, scan it out, toss it. And we get paid for produce that went bad on the shelf. Or arrived bad. And I see, just like, I'm passing by a stand of cherub tomatoes because I had one that needed to go back on the shelf with me. I set it down, looked, and I noticed that one of the packages had a moldy tomato in it. So I reached over and grabbed it, and it's like, ugh. It's hard to stick up for the people in produce when they do stuff like this. So I grab it, and as soon as I pick it up, it wasn't properly sealed, so when I went to pick it up, it popped open and all the cherub tomatoes just start rolling out all over the table. I'm like, great, now I gotta touch moldy tomatoes. So I flip the container over, start putting them into the lid, and I look and I see, oh, well, there's another one with a bad tomato in it. So I reach back and I grab that, go to pick it up, same thing happens. The container pops open and all the grape tomatoes start rolling out all over the counter. I'm just like, this is gonna be my day today, isn't it? This is for foreshadowing here. And so I'm putting those up, and I see a third one sitting in the same row. And I check the edges of it first to make sure it's all popped and set. Pick it up along with the strawberries and take them into the back. And I set them down. I turn to the two people in produce who are back there talking to each other. I go, hey, yeah, guys, I just picked up 3 sets of these little cherub ruby tomatoes or whatever that are molded. Can one of you guys go out there and check for more? Because usually where there's one, there's more. And they're like, yeah, thanks. Okay. This is why people call in about our produce department. I mean, I can't blame you on the head of lettuce not being ripe in the center. But, I mean, at least do the work on what we can see. That would help. Right. I don't mean to make this whole stream just, you know, me venting. It's been a long day, and I was supposed to stream with my son, which would probably have been, you know, more enjoyable and more fun and lighthearted. He had to go and get himself grounded for trying to rip up his homework and hiding the TV remote before leaving for school. Even people have manually changed the TV on a smart TV that no one in the family knows how to work. But I love him, and I was real disappointed when I found he would not be joining in the stream today. So instead, he's just got to listen in and know that when he acts up, he misses out on opportunities like this. But one thing I wanted to talk about today that I remember that I was thinking about last night is why in the world did Professor Oak invite 4 kids to his lab to pick up starter Pokemon when he only had 3? How do you explain that? I was sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, wow, Professor Oak was an a-hole. He probably meant to, like, to use one of them about being the last one there and how it was going to be an important lesson for him or whatever. He really probably thought he was getting rid of Ash so he could get with Ash's mom. Since he has a mysterious dad who's never around. Which I think there's plenty of speculations about who his dad is. They're like, Giovanni! No, I'm pretty sure it was proven that Giovanni is, like, related to someone else. Like, I think it's definitely proven that, Silver, the rival from Gold, Silver, Crystal, is Giovanni's son. I think there were rumors around a while that were saying that Gary was one of Giovanni's kids. Which could have possibly been true. I don't feel like it was, though. But I think I might have went for that when I was younger, thinking that Gary was Giovanni's son, Daisy was his daughter, and Oak was the father of a mob boss. And that would explain why Gary took over the 8th gym. At the same time, it's like, I don't think gyms are passed down to the family all the time. I mean, they can be, but I don't think they are every time. These are, like, different ways to start a gym, get a gym going, and all that fun stuff. Though I did see a interesting theory on why Professor Oak only had 3 starter Pokemon, despite the fact that every other professor shown in the series has multiple of the starter Pokemon on hand. That Professor Oak, the main and OG professor, did not have them on hand. Was that in the Pokemon movie, I think it was like Pokemon Forever, it was the one with Celebi in it and the time travel nonsense. Because, you know, what is the easiest way to make anything complicated? Throw in time travel. And time travel's canon in the main story, too, like, even if you look outside the movies. Because anime movies have a hard time of ever being canon. Like, I don't think, like, only recently, I think, have, like, the Dragon Ball movies started to become canon. And they're, like, only somewhat canon. They're semi-canon. Because I know, like, with the first two, they came back and they released the actual Dragon Ball Super anime, and it was just retelling what happened in the Dragon Ball Super movies, but slightly different and more expanded upon. And then they used, they had the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Which I believe takes place after the Tournament of Power, but they haven't gotten in the actual anime to the Tournament of Power. Not the Universal Tournament or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. But I think Tournament of Power might have been a different one. The Multiverse Tournament that involved more than two multiverses. Multiverse-I? Anyway. Which had actually been done before Dragon Ball Super. There was a fan comic I used to read. And they called it Dragon Ball Multiverse, I believe. And it actually had the whole idea of the multiverse. And so they got to fight different characters from different multiverses. And it was supposed to take place before GT, but at, like, the start of GT. So you had, like, the Kid Buu Oob, who was being trained by Goku. And then they have, like, a universe where the Saiyans listened to Bardock and killed Frieza by joining forces, and therefore none of them ever achieved Super Saiyan. There was, like, a Super Namek whose backstory was Nail took matters into his own hands, or Super Kami-Guru took matters into his own hands and had Nail fuse with him first, and then fuse with every other Namek on the planet. And they destroyed Frieza. So unfortunately, by the time that Goku and the others arrived, because Guru had fused with Nail, the balls were inert, and they weren't able to wish anyone back because of it. And they had a bunch of different, like, what-if universes, like one where Frieza destroyed the Saiyans or something before. So they never got a chance to rise up and become strong. There was one where, like, the Safarugians, or aka the Tuffles, defeated the Saiyans in their war against each other. Which I think the Tuffles were bound to do if it wasn't for, like, the full moon giving the Saiyans the boost at the end of the war. There's one where Goku never cracked his head open when he landed on Earth, so he came in and slaughtered, like, all the humans. And, like, the only ones left were, like, Yamcha Tien, and I think like Krillin or something by circumstance. Then there was one where Kami never trained Goku because Goku never made it to Earth. And so Krillin was forced to step up and become the hero of the universe because there's no one else to do it. And he had become the Turtle Hermit, and Yamcha and like Tien were his students. And he was the one who had to actually take down Frieza and all of them, and won. Because he didn't have Goku to rely on and back up. He was forced to actually take charge and do something. Surprising enough. Is that what you're gonna do here? You're just gonna keep using quick attack in hopes that you're not paralyzed and can outspeed me? Yeah, that's what you're gonna do, aren't you? But now that you just know you're dead, you just gave up. But, yeah, I think Toriyama was actually in the tournament too. And he was like, oh, I can't be beat because I made all these characters. This is my world. But then, like, in the first round of the tournament, he got, like, put up against someone who wasn't his creation. Phone keeps going. And it makes me sound like I'm a lot more popular than what I am. It's all advertisements from apps and... I will tell you something though, I am incredibly tired. I was up way too late last night. Oh no, Thunderbolt missed! Enough with the pocket sand. Oh yeah, I had a Sandshrew named Gibble. Or Gribble, didn't I? Dale Gribble. My name is Shackleford. Rusty Shackleford. Pocket sand. Acha-cha. Of course the government's spying on me. And you don't even want to know what the roaches have to say about me. There was something very wrong with that show. It wasn't quite right. But it was still funny. Oh boy, the big experience from these Pidgeotto. It's always nice to run into one of these. Anyway, I was talking about, getting off on tangents here, I was talking about, why Professor Oak only had 3 starter Pokemon. Before I went on the whole time warp thing and wound up somewhere else in the conversation. Wrong discussion timeline there. But that, in the Pokemon Forever movie, Professor Oak met Ash with the Pokeball and the Pokedex and Pikachu, and that stuck with Professor Oak, and that's why Professor Oak gave Ash no choice into otherwise getting Pikachu. And it is kind of weird that without any provocation, the little Voltorb clock that Ash had fell off of its little platform, which when you look at it is a kind of like raised platform, but it dips in the center. If the ball was sitting in that, something would have had to kind of push and shove it or something, because there was no, like, Ash didn't hit the bedposts, something didn't fall or crash into the building, nothing. So that Pokeball should not have jumped up out of its little indent podium, rolled down, and landed perfectly into Ash's hand by circumstance. So perhaps Professor Oak, while visiting Ash's mom that night, sabotaged the Pokeball. Or maybe that was the force that knocked the Pokeball out of its little dock that made Ash late. So he was forced to take Pikachu, just as Professor Oak had seen him in the past, to come to fruition in the future. Because I think there's like another... Yeah, there's a couple other parts in the anime where they do run into time travel again. Like, there's another, like, Celebi episode that has to do with time travel. That occurs with, like, Team Rocket and everything. And then in the Gen 6 anime, there's that time that Rotom possessed an elevator and turned it into a time machine somehow. Because elevators are a logical leap to time machine, I guess. Where you travel through time as floors. Which would maybe made sense if time folded in on itself. And you have to go down layers through time rather than, you know, stages in time. Which would be an interesting discussion. Does time... Like, time is a concept that, you know, we made. In order to keep track of something across another dimension of space. To quantify and measure something that's more or less the rate of which things decay. And this time might be like a completely different time. than that, which wouldn't surprise me. Because, like, Einstein did say, like, time is relative. So it is possible that, you know, being in different places or different time or being a different being altogether might make time pass differently for you or mean something different for you. Like, one of my favorite analogies to point out with that is where they talk about how God made everything in 7 days. I'm like, yeah, but what is 7 days to God? I mean, he's supposed to be this all omnipresent, all-knowing entity that doesn't exactly reside within our plane of existence. What is 7 days to him? Would it be the same? Because I don't think it would be. And then I kind of tie that into, if you've watched Box Trolls by, what's his name? He's one of my favorite, Tim Burton. Tim Burton's Box Troll. I think it was Tim Burton did Box Trolls. He did a lot of stop motion animation stuff like that. And I think he did Box Trolls too. But anyway, in the after credit sequence of Box Trolls, there is a thing where they kind of pull back the veil and they show the team like working on a little scene where two of the characters are just talking to each other and having like this existential moment here where one of them's like talking about how, well, how do we know what's beyond here? He's like, I mean, are we just products of fate, or is everything by design? Like, what if there's a whole team of just giant people whose entire life goal is to control just little aspects of my life? And it starts out with they're just having this conversation with just the two of them, and then it kind of slows the picture down even more, so you start catching like faint glimpses of the puppeteers coming down and adjusting the characters as they talk and do movements. And someone's like, see, my hand moving right here, that could take a team of giants a week to do, and it's just a second for us. And go on, and it's very interesting. I like where they talk about how, you know, a second in stop motion can take like weeks or months to actually perform the action. So, you know, the whole time thing isn't an equivalent exchange here, where they spend months on a single thing happening, and they get, you know, a second worth of usable footage, and that's if they do it on the first take. At least the voice actors just have to, like, go over the line again. But then if, like, the voice actors change up a line or a scene, then the guys have to go in and reanimate the face. And redo the whole thing with a different face structure. Because they don't make the same faces when they make different sounds. And I always found, like, the whole stop motion thing rather charming, to be honest. Like, I love Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's definitely one of my favorite Disney movies. And like, this is one of the least Disney movies. But of course, then you can kind of look back at it now and be like, is it? And point out the fact that everyone dies of Disney movies. And then you're like, oh wow, you're right. Disney does get dark and depressing sometimes. Oof. That hurt a lot. You're mean. I think I might have taken a little nap in the chiropractor's office today, though. Just kind of... I put on something to watch while I was sitting there. And then I was kind of just like, boop, out. Like, it kept sliding out of my hands and stuff. I was like, I need to find a better system here. Well, maybe I should just have the thing off and just pretend like I'm... just go ahead and just give into the nap. Pretend like I want to do something else, so it's like, haha! Usually how my mind works is when I need to be doing something, I get tired and want to sleep. But then if I'm supposed to be asleep or tired, it's like, nah, you don't need to sleep. You got better things to do. So I try to, like, reverse... what is it called? Not reverse engineer, but, my mind not always work good well at times. But you know what I mean, right? The reverse psychology. Reverse psychology, that's it. For some reason I was actually thinking that was they went by a different name there for a moment. Because, like, you know, that psychiatry that's in reverse. Yeah, that stuff. I'm trying to reverse psychology my own self, so it's like, oh, you're trying to do something. Let me just put you to sleep then. Usually Pokemon finds that pretty easy to do, because I find it so darn relaxing. Oh, come on. Oh, good. I am no longer disabled. But I did get in the Season 2 of Pokemon today. Alongside, because I had... Oops. Use Thunderwave again. I had bought Seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the Pokemon anime. So my son can kind of watch it as he plays Pokemon for the first time. And play alongside me and watch it while I stream. And while he, you know, gets to the grind, because I know how hard grinding can be. And how hard it can be to, you know, keep up with it and, you know, keep your nose to that grindstone. Because it feels like it takes forever sometimes. I know, because I know I was having issues when I was doing, my Nuzlocke run-through of the Pokemon games. Anytime I hit into those moments where it was like, the grind, and I'm just sitting there going, oh, how much longer do I have to do this? Oh, why? Oh, why? But, you know, it's not so bad. We try to get through it. You know, just make it through the grind. Which can be hard and messy. I guess some people like the grind to be hard and messy. Says the fox. Alright, a couple of them are fairly injured. I guess it's time to go heal them, I guess. Boop. All healed up. With the magic power of the boops. I'm still trying to decide what I want to, like, I know I want to do a, I got that green screen I got from my aunt and cousins that I want to put up. I still need to decide what exactly I want to put on that. And I know I would like to get, like, an actual custom-made opening sequence and countdown for my stream. So, you know, it's actually doing something rather than just sitting there for 5 minutes. So they have something to, like, watch. Right, the 5 minutes before I start the actual gameplay. Gypsy Rose. This is a bit easier when I don't have a lot of higher level grass types or anything to switch to. I do have a higher level grass type, but it's also poison type, sadly. Which makes Diglett Cave very difficult. You don't need you sitting on that mouse. That's the wrong kind of mouse to be sitting on. Oof, how dare. How dare you hit my little dragon. Now sit there paralyzed while my dragon wraps around you like a constrictor. Back to what I was saying. Time travel, Pokemon. I know it's not necessarily the best, but I got the Orange Islands because technically Ash does get Snorlax and Lapras, and Charizard learns to listen to him in this one. Which is nice. Even though I didn't really care for the Orange Islands overall. And despite the fact it was like the one thing Ash won like his entire time as a trainer up until more recent events. Because I don't care for Ash all that much. Do but but I was kind of under the impression that because of the way things were divided up, I think like the end of the Pokemon League was put on the Orange Islands, I think. That could have just been for like, you know, online streaming services. It's easier for them to do it that way. I don't know if the DVDs did it that way. So I went ahead and bought it. I was like, yeah, it's just going to transition straight into Johto from there, so might as well. So I went ahead and bought the Johto seasons of Pokemon. So I have Generations 1 and 2 worth of the Pokemon DVDs. For my son to watch while we play Pokemon together. He's going to be a little upset because I'm playing without him right now. But he's going to have to just take it, I guess. They're supposed to behave today. And we're gonna all play together today. But sadly, he lost that privilege. For fighting and trying to tear up his homework. I was so excited, and I came rushing home. Skip going out and getting groceries. Like, I can borrow my grandma's milk instead of drinking my almond milk another day. But sadly, that's the way it goes. You have a hard time keeping out of trouble, doesn't you, Chips? Oh, how dare you put me to sleep? Yeah, actually, if you could just, you know, give me a good little hypnosis before I need to go to bed, that'd be great. Come on, wake up. There we go. It does remind me of the episode where people were using drowsy and hypno to use their hypnosis attacks to put adults to sleep. But it was mostly affecting children because I guess the young mind is more susceptible, unlike a Pokemon's than an adult mind. Oh, disabled. Who? Crystal? Verstill? What? Weird spam places. There goes my gaming box sliding across the floor. No, don't you? Oh, come on. You didn't have to do that. You did that on purpose. Yeah, I've been, it's one thing I got disappointed in more recently is the fact that all of the Pokemons were taken down off the internet. Like, I think you can still watch the Indigo Plateau on Netflix. And then you can watch XY, the series, XY Kalos Adventures, or it's the other way around, I forget which one exactly. even though I just started watching them. And then, you can watch Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon on, no, you can just watch XY, XYZ on Hulu. And then you can watch Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon on Netflix, along with, the Netflix's original Pokemon, or not necessarily Netflix's original, but you know, they're releasing it under Netflix as a Netflix exclusive, but still technically just the Pokemon anime. But it's just distributed through the US, or distributed internationally through Netflix, I believe. Whereas I think like Japan, you can still get onto like whatever channel they play Pokemon on and watch Pokemon journeys on it. That chiropractor feels nice. Have my body that much more loose. Oof, all these hyper fangs. Haha, stunned you. Set flowers to stun. Did I get completely off topic again? Did I ever finish my thoughts on the whole time travel thing and Professor Oak being like the world's biggest dick? At least he shows some faith in Ash. But he was like, well, I bet Gary $1 million that you would have caught at least one new Pokemon on your way to Viridian City. Well, money isn't everything, Professor. Why? Yes? Leon, you got grounded from this session. I said you got grounded from this session, remember? Grandma says you're telling stories, mister. See, it's that stuff. It's the same stuff over and over that keeps getting him into trouble. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a 4-hour Pokemon stream with him. Do like a 2-hour, or do 2 hours, take a few minutes, break, come back and do another 2 hours, and then once that was done, then do my big stream tonight and do Mass Effect. Legendary Edition. Once it was all said and done, unfortunately that's not how it's working out. But I'm going to do this 2-hour stream, and then I'll probably take a nap or something, and then come back and do the Mass Effect stream tonight at about 9, the usual Mass Effect stream time. And some stream information on my schedule might change this coming weekend. I may or may not have plans. As cryptic as that is. Like, I'll probably still stream, more than likely. But I might have to push the times around a bit. I will notify on on my Twitter, which is linked somewhere on my channel. The information to my Twitter page. I may also start trying to post more of that stuff, also repeat it in my Discord server, which is also somewhere on my page here. Fortunately, I haven't done a lot of exploring over Twitch on other people's schedules, so I don't really know what the whole board looks like. I hit the live and I wait for it to tell me they go live. That's usually what I end up doing. Because I can't exactly make plans around other people's schedules who I like to watch. Myself, but I try. Like I keep telling myself I'm going to raid somebody else's channel to support them for once. But usually they're either done streaming by the time I'm done, or I just plain forget, or it's not one of the ones I'm really egging towards supporting, like just some of the ones I kind of watch when I have the free time, or I find interesting because I want to talk to them more than actually just watch the stream. Or, like I feel more comfortable rating people like I've become like more friends with who are streaming. Like I feel more comfortable rating like their channels and stuff. And when I first saw Raid on Twitch, I was like, what does this mean? Does this mean people can come over and take over my channel? Or we're not, like, take ownership of it, but, like, I don't know how that works. I was worried it had something to do with, like, a bunch of people coming into someone else's stream. And then I'm honestly not entirely sure what I thought about it. Like, I don't know if it had, like, their video, their stream up and mine, and I don't know. Like, that's what bothered me. I didn't know what it was. But, that's common, I guess. Fear of the unknown. Or not exactly fear, but anxiety over the unknown. Like, while at one point I loved playing and, chatting with you guys and and all that. I love it. And it reminds me of the good old days where you had people over and you could sit down and play games with them and just chat and hang out in general while playing games. Back in the days of like couch co-op and stuff. It still gives me tons of anxiety to do this. But I still love it. I love streaming. Love getting to hang out with you guys and chat and game, and it's just the two sides to every coin. And I'm always happy for all the love and support you guys give me, and those of you who are always showing up to my streams as much as possible, and those who chat with me, because I always enjoy the chat. I always try to keep up with it and enjoy having conversations with you guys. I know you can't always be there, and I shouldn't rely on, chat, making up conversations for me to have. But it is nice to have, discussion going on and, kind of, hanging out. Like, for those of you who have played the Pokemon series, what was your first shiny encounter that was not the red Gyarados at the Lake of Rage? And what happened? Like, I know with mine, like, I had my friend Cha-Cha over, who's kind of trying to get into streaming when he can, but kind of not at the same time. He was over, and this was like back in middle school, maybe-ish. I think Gen 3 was out, but Gen 4 hadn't come out yet, I don't think. I think Gen 4 came out when I was in high school. But we were playing Gen 2 games. Sitting there just chatting. We were doing a thing where it's like we would build whatever teams we wanted, but we'd always have to battle each other before each gym. And we were both sitting there, grinding away, just chatting. We had like the volumes off, and I kind of glanced down like, wait a second. And I handed my advance, I think it was, I had like the little, like the little worm line over the top of it, or the magnifying glass or something. Like, that's differently colored, isn't it? That's not me just imagining things. That's not the normal color of a Spearow. And he looks at it and goes, I don't think that's right. I'd go ahead and catch it and check. So I caught it, went back and looked at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is a different colored Pokemon. I was like, I didn't know you could do that outside the Lake of Rage's red Gyarados. That's kind of like how me and him discovered that you could get shiny Pokemon outside just the shiny red Gyarados. Because we had never actually seen a shiny outside of the Lake of Rage Gyarados up to that point. And I think that was like before the time that it wasn't exactly clearly announced that you'd be able to find shiny Pokemon outside of that one red Gyarados. Like, there wasn't some NPC you could talk to that was just like, oh yeah, then their shiny Pokemon exists. It was all uncharted territory back then. back when we couldn't look up everything on the internet. And that might have been around the time that you could start to look stuff up on the internet, but we didn't have it here, out in the middle of nowhere. Something you did when you went to a friend's house, or while you were at school before classes actually started. You went to the library and looked something up online. But a lot of it was blocked because the internet was just getting started and school's like, I don't know if we quite trust this yet. Could be doing a lot more damage with Bite, but the extra money from Payday, it is worth it. It accumulates. And it ends up getting so much better as time goes on, too. Payday. I don't mean just like level, but like generation-wise too. Like they update it and upgrade it. And then there's if you have the golden charm or the amulet coin or the like rich incense or whatever it is, the gold incense that doubles your money on top of that. Yeah, it's nice to get all that excess money. Now the little money maker. But I am trying to decide what order I am going to do the kind of like Gen 3 stuff in. Because I'm not going to go back and play like Fire Red and Leaf Green for this. Like, just because I've gotten all the Pokemon, and I think there's only like 2 Pokemon you'd actually need to get from Fire Red Leaf Green. And that's like 2 unknowns, the question mark and the exclamation mark. I feel like it's just better to get them off screen because it's just the 2 of them. And I don't want to have to play through a whole other game. Just because, like, I might show myself going in there and catching them. I'm not going to restream Fire Red and Leaf Green when I did this for Generation 1 Pokemon. This is technically where they're supposed to come from. But I do plan on doing Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon Gale of Darkness. There are a few Pokemon that need to come from that, and it is a good way to get the Generation 1 and 2 Pokemon into Generation 3 games. And then you can have the whole set and trade them up, so it's easier to have the whole Pokedex collection the further up you go, rather than just, you know, you have them all there in that little batch. So you don't have to worry about getting them in another game, and then that way you can try and get the complete Pokedex in every game from the beginning instead of trying to, you know, catch them, trade them back, catch, trade that. I mean, Gen 4 doesn't even trade back to Gen 3 anyway. Gen 3 is kind of mired in its own thing. And I think they kind of, yeah, all the Pokemon games after that are kind of like separated. Like, to move up from Gen 3 to Gen 4, you need to do the Pokemon Safari. I think is what it was called, or Safari Park, or something. and that just transfers Pokemon from your Gen 3 cartridges into your Gen 4 games. But it did give you like special wild Pokemon encounters based on which game you had double connected. Now I won't be able to do that with this one because this streaming DS is the 3DS, so it doesn't have the 3DS or the Game Boy Advance cartridge slot that lets you do that. It just has the 3DS cartridge slot. But I will be able to stream the Generation 3 games, because I got a special attachment for, oh, nope, I should not have attacked. I should have switched. I was too busy wrapped up in my talking. I bought a special attachment for that converts the RGB cables on a GameCube or any other device really that has the three audio visual output cords into an HDMI cable, and then I can run the HDMI cable through my Elgato or streaming device, and from there stream it off my GameCube using my Game Boy Advance player and that special RGB to HDMI adapter cable. Which, I mean, I'll have to test it to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I can do that without losing too much quality, I hope, because they're kind of small, simple games for the most part, so hopefully it doesn't cause like too much lag or anything like the video. But there's a lot of voice acting and everything for me to worry about the lag with. It's just my voice to the video might be a little off. Not me, but like the me from the camera will probably be straight and instantaneous. Since it's one hookup, I just don't know about how, if the video for that won't lag behind where I'm talking about in the video. I guess is the best way to put that. It is great having you all here, coming in and hanging out. And it's been a decent-sized crowd for what I usually get, and this is starting to pick up to be more than norm, and I really appreciate it, guys. I am getting close to my goal here. I don't have too much further to go. And then I can start trying to make a little bit of money off of this, and then maybe things go right. I can do this, and then focus on my creative stuff instead of having to go to work for a company that is probably slowly killing me every day for various reasons, various ways, nefarious ways. Gypsy is just as excited as I am, because that means I get to stay home more maybe at some point. But she just hates it when I leave, don't you, baby girl? Yeah, she just gets all torn up. I was told once I leave the house, she just sits there in the window and watches for me to come home. Can't get her to do nothing unless she has to get like food or water or something. That's right back to that window. That's usually where she is when I come home. Occasionally I'll find her sitting on my bed, curled up with, like, on the top of the pillows or something. Because it smells like me, doesn't it? And you like that. Are you saying I stink? Are you saying I smell? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. It'll make me feel guilty. There's something you should probably be apologizing for. Right now, it looks like by the time I'm done with this Pokemon one, there is not going to be a lot of options to raid from here. But there's someone I could probably raid to as long as she's still streaming. That's no one I know. Probably more spam. I'm sure she gets like 10 times more people than I usually do. Easy. I know she makes money off of it. Now she is starting up a new job, and it'd be nice to give her some support. She was teaching. I don't know what she's doing now. What she's doing, meow? Well, don't give me that look like you're disappointed in me. Don't you do it. I like my puns. You should like my puns. Boop. I thought it was perfect. Again, you don't have to give me that look. Look what I'm doing. Talking to a cat. And the cat's winning. I'm making up the conversation and you're still winning. How's that? Bubbles everywhere. Oh, come on, that was my one attack. One attack. Tesla learned hypnosis. Good. Excellent. You're getting up there, little Tadlow. I'm not even sure what level these things evolve at. That's how often I raise these things. Now, that's the good thing about this. I'm getting to try out new Pokemon I don't really ever use. Ever, period, punctuation, end of story. Meow. I'm pretty sure Dratini evolves at like 32 or something. 30. And then again at 55. The basic pseudo-legendary evolution number. As for the other ones... Goldeen. And it evolves at level 33. A lot higher than I thought. And the other is... Why am I... Poliwag. I was like, why am I blanking on the name all of a sudden? 25. 25 for him. Then he will be the Punchies. Oh, you and your stupid quick attack. Just stay paralyzed and not do anything. Just let my dragon eat you. So it can grow up big and strong. And fast. I think Meowth evolves at like level 28 or something. Yep, level 28, exactly. I used to know all these things by heart, just about. The other thing I have is Gloom. Is there anything I need it to learn before I evolve it? And it's Petal Dance at 38, Solar Beam at 52. Solar Beam isn't spectacular in this gen. Oh no, it does learn things up on level up into a Violet Plume, but it's just the powder moves. Yeah, so nothing good at that point. Yay, money! Alright, that will be it for this episode. I'd like to thank all you wonderful beings out there for tuning in and showing your love and support. I appreciate it very much. I'll see you all in another 2 hours at like 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the next part of my Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition run. I'm going to try to do as much as I can. Just doing as much as I can in it. I'm going to try to raid now. Do something a little different. Did it stop, There we go. Okay, yeah. For some reason I stopped keeping updating the video. Yeah, so I'm going to attempt a raid now.